Assalamualaikum. I am Nurul Syafikah Binti Darul'Aludin. My thesis title is The Estimation of Biomass in Durian Plantations in Malaysia. Biomass is the total quantity or weight of organisms in a particular region, while a plantation is an agricultural estate that is typically used for farming and typically planted with a single crop. Biomass and plantation are closely related in efforts to reduce CO2 to mitigate global warming. With the presence of durian plantations in a large area, the Earth's carbon cycle will be efficient as the releasing of CO2 as heat will be reabsorbed during process photosynthesis. The first problem statement is anthropogenic activities. Many forests are being cleared for industrial and development. The reduction of trees has contributed to the increase of CO2 in the atmosphere. Secondly, this study cannot be conducted by the destructive sampling method due to a lack of equipment and workforce, because this method requires field and laboratory work that both costly and time-consuming. This study is important to increase productivity since human beings need to use biomass, which is fossil fuel, in their daily lives to produce electricity. Secondly, the non-destructive sampling method is used to measure biomass without destroying the plantations by using the allometric equation, which uses diameter as the main variable. Thirdly, the biomass of durian plantations can be larger than forestry because people are prompted to grow durian for profit as its fruits become in high demand among the community. Fourthly, the plantations can mitigate climate change by maintaining the ability to manage forest resources sustainably without degrading them. The objectives are to study the morphological variables of the durian tree, to determine the biomass of durian plantations in different growth stages, to determine the relationship between biomass and morphological variables of the durian plantations, and to determine the relationship between biomass and soil pH of the durian plantations. Based on this study, the morphological variables measured are DBH, height, canopy size, and soil pH. The highest DBH value calculated among the 8 plots was 33.5 cm in plots 3 and 4. The greatest height and canopy size measurements are also in plots 3 and 4, with a height of 12 cm and a canopy size of 12.3 cm. The soil pH level measured in both durian orchards within 8 plots was slightly acidic, with pH 5.1 and close to the neutral with pH 6.7. Furthermore, in this study, 90% of the durian's ages ranged between 0 to 5 years and 10% between 6 to 10 years, and DBH ranged from 0.6 cm to 33.5 cm. Among all ages, the oldest age in this selected study plot, which is 10 years old, had the highest biomass value of 670.97 kg per tree. In addition, by using Pearson's correlation coefficient, the most strongly positive correlated variable with the nearest R value to positive 1 is the relationship between biomass and DBH, which is R squared equal to 0.94, while the relationship between biomass and canopy size shows the most moderate positive correlated relationship, which is R equal to 0.903. This correlation shows that the test is statistically significant as P equal to 0.01, which is P less than 0.05, indicates that there is a significant relationship between biomass and all of these morphological variables. All of the scatter plot show positive correlations, indicating that when the value of one variable increases, the value of the other variable also will increase. Then, the relationship between biomass and soil pH shows a moderate positive correlation as these R values are not close to positive 1, which is R squared equal to 0.837. The p-value of correlation shows that the test is statistically significant as p equal to 0.01, which is p less than 0.05, indicating that there is a significant relationship between biomass and soil pH. This significant relationship caused the study to reject the null hypothesis, which is proof that there is a differences between the two variables. To conclude, total biomass estimation within 8 plots is 1097.2 kg per tree. Furthermore, this study shows that the proportion of biomass showed an increasing trend as the older the tree, the greater the biomass. And the usage of Pearson's correlation coefficient to analyze the relationship between biomass and morphological variables and between biomass and soil pH shows that both relationships are positively correlated. The only limitation in this study is to measure the leaf area due to the lack of equipment that can be used to measure with the non-destructive sampling method. This is because the equipment is related to remote sensing based technique that is highly cost. The first recommendation is to plot the area with many older trees to determine the amount of biomass and carbon that a durian tree could store, as the measurement of aging trees seem easier than measuring the younger trees, as the younger trees had a very small trunk to measure the DBH. Secondly, measuring the leaf area is recommended to become another morphological variable in estimating the biomass of durian plantations. This is because leaf area is valuable for the absorption of CO2. Thus, it is essential for carbon cycling in the durian plantation.